because we started with our first series over in LNG's arena. We're going back to Shanghai now, where FPX and OMG are already well underway. So we're going to be just looking at the draft here on the lower third. We have a Season 11 top lane by the looks of things, or that could be a Viego in the jungle, actually, from FPX
I think it's
here.
Tian's, yeah.
And I just want to quickly mention, we can talk about the draft in a second, Dagda. I do really want to mention before we jump in, Crisp is back. He's recovered. He's back on the squad here for FPX today. So welcome back, Crisp, basically. I'm glad you've recovered, mate. I'm excited to see what you can do on the Rift here today. Dagda, break down the compositions for us.
Well, I mean, we just saw how potent the Jayce and ZIggs combo is going to be, and FPX have got themselves their hands on it once more as well. You've got that Alistar there as well to provide a nice bit of front line, alongside the kind of dive buddies that you're seeing for Tian and Doinb. So I think a lot of poke and a lot of all-in potential that is there for FPX. When we look across at OMG, you do have the Mundo that can try and absorb a lot of that damage and actually try and provide that front line. But you need still a way to try and close that gap, getting on towards the backline of FPX. Otherwise, you're not going to be in the best of spots, especially when you've got like the low range that we're seeing from this Lucian and the Aphelios.
Well, we're onto the map, Dagda. It's FPX versus OMG. It's game number 1, and I'm hoping for a bit of a banger. Creme with the Lucian in the mid lane. Now, we always talk about Creme as this player that loves to play the assassins. You think of things like the Sylas and the Akali. Lucian, well, he's not technically an assassin. Similar in that he can bully the lane. He can really make things happen. You can be super proactive. You can be the playmaker for your squad. And alongside Aki, I'm curious how this kind of mid 2v2 is going to go down, because Aki on the Gwen and Creme on the Lucian, they don't have much CC for themselves, but they certainly have damage.
It's actually 2 first-time picks for both these guys. Creme hasn't played the Lucian before. Aki, we think about an early-game jungler, just getting a replay of Nuguri burn his flash down in the bottom right corner. But Aki, I've always looked at Aki as like the super aggressive early-game jungler, where he's not really going to just sit back and farm. It hasn't been his strength. So I'm kind of surprised to see him going with this Gwen pick, because it does lead yourself to sitting in the jungle for a while, just trying to farm up, making sure that you can get towards this late game stage, and honestly opens up a lot of the map for Tian here on this Viego to look towards early plays, trying to make these picks happen before this Gwen really becomes a menace in team fights.
Doinb having a hard time in the laning phase so far, but it's not all too surprising. Lucian versus Sylas is exceptionally one-sided at the start of the laning phase, as Lucian is able to just crash that wave in. You can see Doinb with a corrupting potion and fleet footwork just to be able to survive this early stage and get as much CS as he possibly can. But let's talk early game strategy here, because we've got Tian pathing up from the bottom side, and we have Aki moving down towards the bottom side.
Yeah, I think for Tian, he's just trying to see if he can help Nuguri play around this Jayce, because Jayce, certainly in this matchup, has the ability, as you can see, to shove in pretty effectively, start to chip away at these turrets, and get a bunch of gold in towards Nuguri, even opting towards a Cull early. That was a funky-looking combo.
Can't just get bopped about.
But, yeah, I think for Tian, trying to enable Nuguri is the way of the game here, especially with Lwx and Crisp. They're going to be fine in this lane. They just farm it out, hit that late game where ZIggs is going to be strong. Whereas for Aki, it's just pathing down towards where you expect Tian not to be. It's going to be a bit of an easier time to manage for Abel and Cole to wrestle some priority back in that lane. So you can see Aki actually able to get this earlier scuttler for himself and won't fall behind when it comes to the farm.
I have to say, Dagda, there's a player called Cold on the map right now. And as someone in the UK mid-heat wave, I'm very jealous of that facet. Creme, I think, is actually just going to die here. He's flashed over the wall, but Tian is here. Also has Flash Blast Cone, could maybe save him. The W forward. Doinb just flashes straight over the blue buff wall. Can he connect the chains? The answer is yes. It's a solo kill for Doinb.
The 9th solo kill for Doinb now after that play, picking himself up one more. And nice job, just catches Creme before he can get that reset. And Creme desperately trying to shove in that wave. Means that he ends up getting caught out. Now Aki moving up towards his top side. I don't think they're going to get too much done here. I'm surprised to see actually obviously hovering here. Like, you're not going to kill Nuguri. You just saw Tian move in towards his bottom side of the map, but we'll have to see.
There's no flash. Nuguri doesn't have a flash. If he commits too hard for this one, if a briefcase can land, maybe. But unfortunately for Nu, the briefcase did not land. And it means Nuguri now has a very nice position in the lane. Just going to get a couple of shock blasts out. And that CS lead that Nuguri currently has, that's only going to get worse on that top side. And once again, I just want to quickly mention, Doinb is an absolute monster. He's having the split of his life. The fact that this early in the matchup, he's finding a solo kill onto Creme, a player who's actually been really positively received in the LPL this split, who's been playing really well. Doinb just always finds a window.
And that's the thing that we actually wanted to highlight at the start of the day was these two mid laners, because it feels like a lot of what happens on both these sides does come through them. And we're going to look and say, hey, look, when you look at the kills and assists for these guys at the 50-minute mark, Doinb has the highest. Creme is third. Like, they are incredibly active when it comes towards getting this early pressure, but unfortunately, as of right now, it is Doinb getting the better of him. He's got that early kill, but Creme, with that nice CS buffer, going to be staying relatively even when it comes towards that gold.
A bit of a chance for Doinb again here, but it's Creme to trade it back this time. Too many minions, really, for Doinb to be able to actually get in there. And it is a little bit of a gold lead for FPX so far. That culling, on the very edge of range, a tiny little pixel further. And he maybe would have been able to go for a kill onto Doinb there. Remember, no flashes available in this mid lane. So you get an opportunity here and you can look towards a kill. But Creme going to be able to crash this wave, finish off these last couple of minions, and could either go for a roam, but it doesn't have much mana, so perhaps just a reset.
Yeah, and Creme, he will go for the reset. He actually may not even need to use that TP to get back, but you have to be so careful as Creme, because you want to try and play aggressive in this matchup, punish Doinb as much as possible, but you are painfully aware that, hey, my jungler does not help me in this 2v2. We lose that hard, so needs to always play with that in mind, that Tian could be lurking around the corner at any point in time. Is now New up in the ult.
New's gonna find an all-in. There's flashes back actually on Nuguri, but New is Mundo and he goes where he pleases. Welcome to business, Nuguri, as he's taken down. New with a 1v1. Creme's gonna go down in the meantime, though, to answer for the topside crimes.
And that was just so sad. You can see Nuguri trying to get the knockback there, but the go where he pleases stops New from being pushed back. And then it's the scuttle race straight over to see who's going to be able to stand on the health first. But New manages to get that health back in topside. And then Doinb and Creme. The matchup continues. And again, Tian's having a bigger impact here and getting these kills for Doinb.
And once again, this CS, sure, it's in favor of Creme because it's Lucian versus Sylas. Like, if he's not ahead in CS in this kind of lane, then there is bigger issues for OMG than the fact that he's died. But Doinb, again, finding these opportunities. And Nuguri just simply not respecting what Mundo can do right now.
I mean, it was so unfortunate there for Nuguri. Wasn't quite able to get the stand on the Mundo goes where he pleases vial, but we get the kill in mid. But yeah, if that slow hadn't connected, Nuguri would have been able to stand on that health vial first, stop New getting the health back and be able to finish him off, but just about able to get there first, so the Mundo gets the health back and finish that off.
The thing is, Dagda, that's the mistake in the first place, because you're trying to go somewhere, but Mundo goes. It's not Jayce goes where he pleases. It's Mundo goes where he pleases. So I don't know what Nuguri was. It's not your birthday anymore, mate.
I didn't realize that was the shortened version. Was Mundo goes where he pleases. I didn't realize it's Mundo goes where he pleases whenever he likes and whatever time he likes. Like, just I didn't realize that was the full name. You can just do whatever he wants.
Oh, yeah. Mundo doesn't follow the rules of the Summoner's Rift. Well, we've got a Rift Herald started, though. Speaking of the Rift, we might as well mention its Harbinger, if you will. Aki over the wall. Abel has moved up as well. It feels like OMG really want to contest for this one, but they're just going to stand there as FPX finish it. Why have you rotated your entire team up to the top of the map if you're not actually going to go and contest?
It's just good crack, isn't it? Like, it's just a bit of fun.
To
just
be
get
fair,
up there,
it's pretty good crack. It made me
it's,
chuckle.
what's what you know? It's just the movie club, you know, the cinema club. Moving up just to watch the enemy team take it, and they all back away. I know I've butchered that, but whatever Yamato says, imagine I said that. Lwx as well, already staying on this bottom side as well, so he gets the free reset, had that teleport to join in that fight if it ever occurred at the Rift Herald, but instead he just uses the time that Abel committed to going towards the Rift Herald to move back into this bottom side, clear out the waves, and nice job here from FPX in these early stages.
Ooh, Creme wants a 1v1. He's committing onto Doinb, and the chickens just about saved Doinb's life. Will be OMG getting themselves a Drake in the meantime. A good effort from Creme there, finding himself a window. Doinb not able to answer. And that's one of the big things about this matchup. Crisp, sorry. There are too many C-based names in this lobby, I've just realized. Crisp, Creme, and Cold as well. But now, bottom side, Lwx, I don't think he'll be able to get any plays with 2 people here.
No, not able to, and especially when they were still not sure where Aki was. You can see Chris moving in there to try and get that vision control down, but again, like, this is working out well for FPX, right? You got 2 kills on towards your Bruiser in the mid lane. He's still behind in the CS, but the 2 kills even that up nicely, so Doinb not coming out of the lane as far behind as you usually do on the Sylas. You're farming totally fine in this bottom side. Lwx slowly chipping away at this turret. Will probably end up getting like a place or something for himself on that bot lane. And Nuguri has gone cool. Like, he's looking to hit this mid-game spike, and he hasn't got the need to try and overpressure right now.
So, let's reset for a second here, Dagda, because we're 10 minutes into the game, and I feel like when we look across the board at the side of FPX, even though a couple of these champions, like your Sylas, like your Jayce as well, while they do decently in the early skirmishes, the scaling is pretty good. Is Nu actually going to go down here, or is he Mundo? That's the question. He's got a lot of regen, and it turns out the answer is he's Mundo. So FPX finding out the hard way for the second time this game that you just can't do anything. He's a brick wall. And now OMG answering on the top side with 4 people here. You can see Lwx still on the bottom side of the map. The Herald will go down. This should be 3 plates to the side of FPX with this charge coming in. And there you have it. Bunch of gold going over. And it was exactly 160 for 3 different people. That was very satisfying.
Yeah, very nice for them to pick that up. But you see in the bot side of the map, Abel's still sticking around, now going to look to shove in. So OMG commit a lot. They still end up losing the plates. It means the tower doesn't go down for Nuguri, but I think you're still going to be pretty happy with that. And it means that early Eclipse comes through for Nuguri in that top lane as well. And maybe now can look to punish the Mundo a little bit more, but still that Mundo, that regen that comes through in the passive makes it so difficult to actually force him out of lane.
So now we return to a neutral state in the map, but not a neutral state in the gold, right, Dagda? We've got a 1,500 gold lead in favor of FPX, and it's important where that gold is sitting, right? Because we've got Nuguri getting himself a reasonable CS lead, as well as a bit of plate gold there, has himself an Eclipse already and a tier that's stacking on up, but Doinb, 2 kills in his pocket, already has the Seeker's Arm Guard, and finished off tier 2 boots. And now a play happening towards the top side. Solar Flare available. Surely they've got enough CC to make it through the Mundo this time, but they haven't even knocked off the passive just yet. And now Tian has been caught in rotation, has to flash over the wall here. Crisp flashing away as well. And Nu is just going to chase them down. It's time for some sales. It's time for business. Or maybe it's not, actually, because Nuguri's the one to get a kill. Creme going to be able to kite away from the Solar Flare here. Tian flashes out to safety himself. Doinb chasing for a little bit more. Already has 2 kills and wants a couple more in the bank. Cold the next target, who will inevitably go down. Creme gets 1, but he's alone here. Head-butted back into the fray. And Doinb with the triple.
You can't beat FPX at their own game. OMG are trying to react all the time to these sideline plays, but the second you overextend, FPX will collapse. And it's now 5 kills for the FPX mid laner, and he is going to be so damn difficult to deal with as OMG.
Yeah, this is not going to get any easier for the side of OMG. And the thing is, down in the bottom side of the map, we've got our 2 AD carries that are both just farming away, but I mean, I know I'm ZIggs biased at this point because I've been talking about ZIggs endlessly. I was waiting for him to come into the meta, but he scales so insanely well. Let's take another look at the chaos that happened on the top side.
Yeah, Aki, this skip and slash forward costs him everything. Again, you as this Gwen are not strong enough to try and go for these plays just yet. And you can see that the second you go in, you end up in a position where you're just getting picked off. Tian manages to get the Heartbreaker out just in time to keep himself alive. And then I actually love this by Crisp, just popping in over the wall once again to make sure that they can finish off Creme and he's not able to escape.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love Crisp. I'm so glad he's back. I'm so happy to see him recovered. I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit worried when the announcement came out because it sounded real serious, but he's back and he's in action and looking fantastic on this Alistar. Just a quick little item update. Check out Doinb's inventory. He's already got a Zonia's and a 10-stack Magi. In case it didn't look bad enough for OMG, now Nuguri's found Abel as well. Forces a flash. The shock blast is there. Flashes away from Cold. 1 HP on Abel here, but the ulti comes out. It's Abel to get the kill. Well, Nuguri, you've got damage, but you also take a lot of damage. Doinb has arrived, though, and he's essentially a one-man army at this point in the game. So even 4v5, I feel like maybe FPX could be the ones with an advantage. Tian is here. Lwx over the wall as well. Gonna look to get some bombs in. That's onto Abel. Huge damage here, forcing the AD carry out of the fight. Nu as well doesn't have the regen just yet to deal with 4 people. Aki on the sidelines, but Lwx is just launching bomb after bomb from the back line. Doinb as well, absolutely monstrous in this fight as he takes yet another double kill. In with Chris from the side the second time in the game. More bombs in, another triple for Doinb, and FPX are just styling on OMG.
And it's just disgusting. 6,000 gold up now at the 15-minute mark. They don't even bother with the Rift Herald. They're just going to take the mid lane turret regardless, shove in top, and then come and rinse and repeat when it suits them. FPX, you call them munch. Well, not even FPX, Doinb styling on OMG. And you're going to see it here in this fight, right? 4 versus 5. You're still waiting on the TP to try and come through from Nuguri, but Abel gets zoned out by Lwx with the amount of damage that he has. They burst out Nu, and again, Doinb just playing on the front line this whole time. He's so far ahead, you're just not able to stop him.
Yeah, and I mean, Lwx, even though Doinb is the one to get the triple kill here, I'm pretty sure Lwx will have done easily the most damage in that fight, because the entire time he's just launching bomb after bomb.
25
no
stacks.
threat on him whatsoever. Oh my days, he's got 25 stacks. He's 8-0-3. What can you do?
God.
The game's over, Dagda. Unless they get some crazy... You'd have to get multiple picks on Doinb in a row here for this not to just be pretty doomed.
You gotta love Doinb's mind, right? He beats top esports last week and then goes, hey, Knight, you know the way you're really good on Sylas? What are you thinking, bro? What's your thoughts?
Uh-oh. Crisp has been found. He inevitably goes down here. OMG just stacking a brush. They find themselves a pick. Nicely done here to at least find something. But a TP. Nothing goes unpunished from the side of FPX. Doinb is here. The bomb's already onto Cold. Half his HP gone as Doinb, I don't think will quite get in range here. He's going to steal away the needlework. Doesn't have Conqueror himself, but hey, still a good amount of damage, still a good amount of sustain going to come from that ability as the Herald will charge in this bottom side. And FPX, they're looking to snowball. You've got Creme up in the top side, trading a tier 1. You're going to trade that for an inhib at this rate, buddy. As the towers will fall, Abel is forced out of the fight. Nu just does not have the HP to do anything here. And now Doinb trying to dive the Nexus towers. We're 17 minutes into the game. And guess what? Crisp will not let you recall. There's no way out of this mess that you've made for yourself, Creme. Doinb skips back over the play, and guess what? Lwx has set this up beautifully for his team. They can even get a tier 2 in the mid lane. This is what macro is meant to look like, Dagda.
I mean, there's macro, and then there's just sheer domination, and that's kind of what we're getting from FPX here. And it feels like usually, like, hey, look, you know, don't take that inhibitor. You just leave it there. It's not 20 minutes. You don't have to worry about it. I don't think they care. They get the next dragon. They can still put a heap of pressure elsewhere. It's still insanely difficult for OMG to deal with because your siege is nutty as FPX. You've got Nuguri and Lwx who can take pop shots all day long.
I want to just quickly address that point because I feel like that gets said way too often. Whenever there's like threat on an inhib early in the game, it's like a really favorite thing for people to talk about the fact that if you take an inhib early, you're adding extra gold. Well, I calculated it. I think it's like 800-ish or 700-ish gold that you get from all of the supers that come into that lane. There's an important factor that no one ever talks about. That's that nobody can deal with super minions this early in the game. They are so hard to kill unless you are like a Kraken Slayer AD carry or just absurdly fed. You cannot deal with the pressure that super minions give.
The idea
and almost always it's easy to play on the opposite side of the map.
The idea is... Oh, actually, I'm going to hold on. Tian?
Tian is dead. That really is a heartbreaker. Unlike his use of the ulti. Creme trying to dash out here. Good bit of damage from FPX, and you know what? They can keep going. 4v5, they don't care.
Yeah, they're going to still keep pushing. You've got, again, this siege combo between Lwx and Nuguri. Need to be careful, though, because still Code, you can see hovering, trying to see if he can make some sort of setup here, but This is why FPX, it's okay to take this bottom inhibitor, because you can set up for that siege as Doinb.
Everfrost doesn't land, but I'm not sure it's going to matter here as he goes for the Moonlight Vigil. Couldn't quite finish it off, though. And now a TP from Newt to try and answer, but not entirely sure there's much he can do about this one, as just a bit more damage and the W will finish the tower, and that will be the last tier 2 taken by FPX before we broach the 20-minute mark. And I know the other side of the argument is if you can't pressure the other side of the map well, FPX definitely can.
Exactly, and that's why we're seeing the difference here, is that when you've got a siege composition like this, take that in it. It's just extra pressure on that bot side, and it means that you can now keep this pressure up top as Creme. Oh no.
Oh, good God. And after OMG set up their own Death Brush earlier in the game, they end up falling to the Death Brush. And now it's their turn again as they group up in this brush in the jungle. Cole trying to get some vision here. The recalls will be channeled, though, on a control ward this time, so it can't be spotted. Tian gonna start off this Drake. I mean, Dagda, what do we say? This one's over.
Yeah, it's kind of looking that way. You're nerdy, like 12,000 gold or whatever it is. Not even, sorry, 8,000 gold ahead at this stage. It's not looking. I was just
gonna let you wallow in that, because I'm just gonna re-bring up the point. This guy used to work in finance. I'm just gonna.
Yeah. So I also. So what I've been struggling with is I got new hay fever tablets today because I struggle with hay fever, and it turns out these things are kicking the crap out of me. So this has been a bit of a rough time thanks to the hay fever tablets, but we managed through. We struggle on. However, FPX still pushing in. Still making sure that they're going to try and keep the pressure up. You can see Doinb escorting that wave in bot side.
Oh my days, the damage is just insane. Abel's gone. Oh, this come from FPX. I'm loving the Jayces today. We've had a lot of Jayces and they're doing wonders alongside these ZIggs. FPX just looking to finish off one final fight as they push into the base. They've got supers flowing in from the bottom side. They take the mid inhib. And they surely can finish this one off. You can see Doinb going for the recall. He has his teleport available. He's going to make one of these minions invincible to keep the siege going for longer. There it is, the TP into the play. New forced away from this one as the damage onto the towers comes on through. These will be finished off ever so quickly. And New desperately trying to survive with the flash. He will be taken out in the end. Doinb 9-0-5 as they close out game number 1. FPX dominating OMG and making it look easy. It was too clean. It was too beautiful. And Doinb with a perfect KDA.
That was insane. FPX just smacked down OMG, and we were saying, hey, look, maybe we can get a bit of contest out of OMG. Maybe they can try and put some pressure mid. No, Doinb straight off the bat, triple kill, followed by another one. Not another one, but definitely one of the first ones. And still, I mean, 9-0-8 at the end of that. That's absolutely insane. FPX just make it look easy.
And you know, New, to back up your point there, was kind of suffering from success in this one because he got himself a solo kill onto Nuguri early on in the game and then just put a giant target on his chest. It was like Doinb was there with a sniper laser dot right in the middle of his forehead, and they just dive New over and over again.
And you can see the damage on your screen, right? Nuguri, he did look good. Accelerate Shock Blast when you're at least slightly ahead as a Jayce, they're going to look good, but Doinb was a man on a mission for this. We said already that this guy is absolutely nuts. He's having the best split of his career, it feels like right now, and he's just been popping off every time. And Creme, unfortunately, got the brunt of that. I mean, even the solo kill just coming through for Doinb.
Yeah, we had a very solo kill heavy game, honestly. We saw the Creme and Doinb going at it. We saw the top laners going at it as well. Definitely an exciting one from the mechanical standpoint, and an exciting one from, if you ever want to know how to snowball a game as a mid lane Sylas, just watch that VOD over and over again, because that was something else. Doinb is going to be our MVP, unsurprisingly, because he literally just took that game into his hands and said, this one's mine, this one's on me, this one, lads, is on the house. 906, 30% damage, just unbelievable performance.
Yeah, I mean, there was just no stopping the guy. We can gush about him all day, but look, I think now you've really got to come up with a new game plan to deal with Doinb as OMG, because this guy has no problem popping off against Creme, and when you can even take a very favorable matchup in the Lucian and still fall behind, that says a lot about just the level of difference that Doinb is on. So I think we're going to see potential here of a ZIggs ban open up cold to be a bit more proactive in the early stage and try and give Creme a bit of a dig out, because otherwise it just feels like Doinb will run away with this again.
Yeah, you got to try and come up with a game plan for Doinb, but I don't know what you do. This guy is a superstar. This guy is an all-star player, and my God, it is difficult to manage to beat him down in the mid lane. We're going to jump